If you're looking to get started on reading Star Wars: The High Republic, look no further. This is going to be the 2 ways you can start this series. The first method is my preferred order, which is publication order. The High Republic is made up of 3 phases. We're currently in the middle of phase 3, but we'll get to that later. If you're starting with phase 1, which is publication order, you'll be going back to 232 BBY, before the Battle of Yavin. That is 200 years before the prequels, with the adult novel Light of the Jedi by Charles Soule. You're going to the young adult novel Into the Dark by Claudia Gray. I'm also going to include the middle grade books if I have them. I don't always have them, but if you would like to read them, A Test of Courage by Justina Ireland would be next. Next adult book, which is a fan favorite, The Rising Storm by Kevin Scott. Or YA, Out of the Shadows by Justina Ireland. Race to Crash Point Tower by Daniel Jose Older is the middle grade book. Next is an audio drama, Tempest Runner by Kevin Scott. This is just the script form. I highly recommend all of these in audio if you are able to. Star Wars audiobooks have fantastic narration, sound effects, and music. So good. Mission to Disaster by Justina Ireland is the last middle grade reader book of phase 1. Last adult novel is The Fallen Star by Claudia Gray. Prepare yourself. And phase 1 ends with Midnight Horizon by Daniel Jose Older. Now, I'm gonna go into the second way you could read. If you are someone who likes to read things in chronological order, then put that stuff aside because then you would start with phase 2, which takes place another 150 years before phase 1. So we're talking 382 BBY. If you're reading in publication order, you would also read this next. Chronological order people, read this first. Phase 2 starts with Path of Deceit by Tessa Gratton and Justina Ireland. Quest for the Hidden City by George Mann is a middle grade book. The first adult novel of phase 2, Convergence by Zoraida Cordova. And then we have another fantastic audio drama. This is The Battle of Jedha by George Mann. Cataclysm by Lydia Kang. Quest for Planet X by Tessa Gratton is another middle grade reader. I think this is the last one I have also. And phase 2 ends with Path of Vengeance by Kevin Scott. Next, you absolutely don't have to read this. This is a young adult anthology, but it includes characters from phase 1 and phase 2. So no matter what you're reading, I would make sure you've read both phases before you pop into this. This is Tales of Light and Life by a slew of High Republic authors. So if you are reading chronologically, you'll read phase 2, then phase 1. And if you're reading in publication order, you're still gonna go 1, 2. Everybody reads phase 3 last. And what's really cool is if you are joining us for phase 3, it is still in progress. It won't be finishing until spring of 2025. The first novel for phase 3 is The Eye of Darkness by George Mann. By the Storm by Tessa Gratton and Justina Ireland is the first young adult novel. And the last High Republic phase 3 book that is currently out when this video is made is another adult book, Temptation of the Force by Tessa Gratton. If you are just doing the adult and young adult novels and the audio dramas, that is 16 books so far. And I have all of this listed in my bio. There is a Google Doc where all of the Star Wars canon books are listed in chronological order. For my visual people, here they are in chronological order with a couple extras that I have, second copies and such. Comment down below where you started your High Republic journey.